comes from. I'm termed out here at the end of the year, and over the last 10 years, there's been a lot said about me. So I understand where the question comes from. But what really irks me is that over the last 10 years, there's been very little said about us, about this broad coalition, about this true progressive partnership, which has been responsible for some huge, huge victories and a transformation of politics in San Francisco. There's been very little said about us and our partnership, but today we're going to have to change that. So when I'm asked the question, hey Chris, what's next for you? I'm just going to have to respond with, well, what's next for us? What are our future plans? Because our model and what it's been able to accomplish is just too strong to abandon. We need to keep it going. And regardless of which side of the dais at City Hall I'm on, I want to continue to be involved. I want to be out there in those chairs the next time that we have a session like this. Because our accomplishments over the last 10 years really isn't about me. It's about this partnership, and perhaps some of you read an article that I just posted on the Fog City Journal called A True Progressive Partnership. And it's not an exhaustive list of our accomplishments, and it really doesn't do complete and total justice to this coalition that we have and the partnerships that we've built. But I think it does speak to some of what this is and some of what we've been able to do. And I think it speaks to it in a very, very strong way. Because when I was in those seats 10 years ago, 15 years ago, City Hall was not open. The doors were locked to us and to our issues. And when I ran for supervisor, and when you took me on your backs into City Hall, we opened the doors, or we unlocked them, and we propped the doors open so that we don't win all the time. We probably don't even win most of the time in City Hall, but we are there. We are at the table. Our voices are being heard. And we do win sometimes. And we need to win more. And this needs to continue. And so that's why I've put the call out and asked you to come here today. And thank you very much for being here. I'm going to do a very brief introduction of the day or the morning here. We're going to have not really panels, but we're really going to have more so chats or mini conversations up here on stage. But what's going to happen is first we're going to hear about some of the lay of the land 10, 15 years ago in San Francisco in terms of the politics, in particular focusing on questions of land use and activism out of the Mission District in the form of the Mission Anti-Displacement Coalition, and how bad it used to be, but how strong our movement became in a very short period of time back in the late 1990s. Then we're going to hear from some leaders out of District 6 residential hotels. And, I'll tell you that just in terms of chatting with some of the tenant leaders who are going to come up here today, hotel residents were the difference each and every time I was elected to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. Not a majority of the votes, maybe not even, certainly in the later elections, maybe not even a majority of the volunteers, but hotel residents certainly were more than the difference in all three elections. And so if you take a group of folks, and I'm thinking back 10 years ago, who oftentimes live in substandard conditions and are forced into them, who the political establishment clearly did not take seriously, who came together and actually helped transform the politics of the city. I think that is more than a strong message. It's more than just some talk of empowerment. It's transformational, it's revolutionary, and there's very few things that I'm more proud of than my work with hotel residents over the last 15 years here in San Francisco. From there, we're going to take a look at some struggles in the South of Market. First at Bessie Carmichael, the elementary school, now elementary and middle school in South of Market, where previously our kids there, mostly Filipino and Latino, were forced to go to school in just terrible conditions. There's some pictures which we're going to see when that session happens, just bungalows from back in the late 40s or 50s, leaky roofs. I remember going there and asking the kids, what's the thing you like the least about their school? And they would talk about how tore up their bathrooms were and how they were embarrassed to go to the bathroom. And just a complete situation of injustice, and the community organized actually long before I was elected, and through our partnership, we're able to deliver a new school and a new park for South of Market. That was a huge victory. From there, we're going to talk about Trinity Plaza. I feel like over the course of 10 years, I've spent most of my time talking about Trinity Plaza, so maybe I won't talk too much right now here in the introduction. But an amazing Herculean effort of everyday people to save their rent-controlled homes, and just a struggle that I think shows everything that is good about people's power in San Francisco and District 6, so Trinity Plaza. From there, we'll talk about Rincon Hill and how community organizations, including SOMCAN, organized to actually get some land use victories that I think many in the Mission District back in the 90s laid the foundation for in terms of having developers pay their fair share so that development actually works for communities, and negative impacts of development like displacement can be mitigated, in this case through a fund that was set up and now being administered by the community. From there, we'll talk about broader issues of housing justice, which include rent control and affordable housing, and some of the wins that we've had on that and how important that movement is for the broader progressive political movement, and how important it is for District 6 as well. And then from there, some struggles around budget, and since he's elected here on time, let me acknowledge Supervisor John Avalos, who's the budget chair and will be joining us for that session. This is one symposium, and I think that in terms of setting the stage and thinking about the last 10 years, very quickly, my thoughts turn to some of